Julius Caesar is famous for conquering Gaul, and then returning to Rome to try to become its king, for he was killed. What is the meaning of Julius Caesar's conquest of Gaul? In this painting, The Surrender of Vercingetorix, the artist Lionel Royer tells us what he thinks is the meaning. Hi team, welcome to a special bonus lesson in our Introduction to Ancient Rome Anchor Fact series of printables and mini lessons. This is a history through art lesson of the kind you only find at Knowable World. The work of art that we are going to look at today to better understand Roman history is The Surrender of Vercingetorix by Lionel Royer. Take a look. Just take a moment to scan the image. Notice the characters and where they are. Notice the lighting and the colors. Notice the foreground and the background. Pick out a few details that you recognize or think might be important. I'll zoom in to show you a few items to get you started. Let's start with the question of the main character. If you had to pick one, who would it be? There's probably a good argument to be made for one of two characters. Usually the main character is near the middle of the painting and is highlighted by the artist in some way. One way to know who the main character is to close your eyes for a few seconds, and then, when you open them again, just let your eyes choose. Don't think. Just let your eyes guide you there. Where do you look? For me, the answer is the man in red. How about you? There are no right or wrong answers here. You might be instantly drawn to someone else. That's fine. But I'm sure that you feel as I do that the man in the red cloak is someone magnetic. He draws the eye. That's on purpose, of course. Everything in a great painting is on purpose. Here are a few other reasons why he is the main character. 1, he's on an elevated platform. 2, he is surrounded by other characters. And 3, the other main character, the man on the horse, is looking at him. That's a powerful clue. One of the ways a main character is created in a painting is by having all or most of the other characters looking at him. In this case, the artist is quite brilliant. He created a main character, the man in red, but that man is looking at someone else, the man on the horse. And most of the other characters are looking at him too. It's like we are watching a tennis match on TV. Our eyes go from the man in red to the man on the horse, back and forth, back and forth. So what about the man on the horse? Why is he so interesting? A main character in a painting is usually one who is engaging in the main action of the painting, or making a dramatic gesture. In this case, that's the man on the horse. The man in red is just sitting there. The man on the horse has just arrived. We can see the dust on the ground that has been stirred up by the sudden stop of the horse. We can see the man's arms extended downward to the weapons he has just thrown down on the ground. This painting is the surrender of Vercingetorix. So which man is Vercingetorix? Which man is surrendering? The man in red or the man on the horse? Obviously, the man who is giving up his weapons, the man on the horse. On the right side of the painting, we have the winners. the Romans, with their banners raised high and a prisoner on his knees. On the left side of the painting, we have the losers. We have a burning city and another captive. Julius Caesar is famous for conquering Gaul and then returning to Rome to try to become its king before he was killed. What is the meaning of Julius Caesar's conquest of Gaul? In this painting, the Surrender of Vercingetorix, the artist Lionel Royer tells us what he thinks is the meaning. We have the proud Vercingetorix, the leader of the Gauls, who has just screeched to a halt in front of Caesar and dramatically thrown down his weapons at Caesar's feet. He has surrendered. Julius Caesar is victorious. But what kind of surrender is it? Does Vercingetorix look weak? Does he look defeated? No, he looks strong, and he looks proud. One way the artist has achieved this is by arranging the painting so that Vercingetorix is higher in the painting than Caesar. He is looking down on Caesar even as he surrenders. It's not what a surrender is supposed to look like. Why did the artist do that? Because he wants to give the surrender a special meaning. He does not want the surrender to be about weakness and shame. He wants it to be about strength and pride. That's my title for the painting, The Proud Surrender. What's yours? A great way to finish looking at a painting is to give it your own title. Take a moment to think of yours. Thank you for joining me for another History Through Art lesson on Knowable World. The story of Julius Caesar as part of Roman history is told in the Knowable World Angervac series of printables and mini lessons on Roman history, and now available on the Knowable World website. See you again soon.